Hey friend, last quarter we sold over $100,000 in revenue, and I'm going to walk you through what actually worked, what didn't work, and what we're doing moving forward is 101,000 to be exact in coaching sales. And I'm going to take you behind the scenes, not to say, look how great we are, though we did do some pretty cool stuff that I think is going to be really useful for you. And also, there were lessons learned and things that were messy. I really want to show you what worked and what didn't work and what needs to change because one of our commitments to you as a part of our community is that you are able to avoid the school of hard knocks. And so there's a few different ways we help you avoid the school of hard knocks. Number one, we give all of our clients the step by steps to go through and troubleshooting and all that. That helps you avoid the school of hard knocks. But that's usually for questions and things that are like more conscious. The other thing that really helps with the school of hard knocks is to share with you the wins so that you can say what created that success and apply it to your business. And the other is to hear about the losses, hear about the things that were hard, they hear about the things that were failed, so that you can avoid those things in the future, which then maybe I had to pay for that degree in the School of Hard Knocks, but you don't have to. You get to just skip that because you learned it from me. And so I'm going to walk you through the numbers. I'm going to walk you through what worked and what adjustments were you making this upcoming quarter. And I don't want you to memorize everything. I really just want you to enjoy this like conversation about business and behind the scenes. It's not a how-to video or audio, depending on how you are consuming it. It is really meant to just allow you to think about these concepts in business, allow you to think about your business a little bit. And I'm hoping that there's one insight that you can take from this particular video that I'm going to be doing and have it help you think differently about your business and help it to help you move and act differently in your business, but also to help you believe differently in your business. So let's go ahead and dive into the numbers. We generated $101,000 in revenue this past quarter. The previous quarter, I think, was 88,000. We missed our goal by a mile in quarter one of 2026. We also were way higher than our goal in the fourth quarter of last year. So our goal each quarter is $110,000. That allows us to pay all the bills comfortably in the business, including all of the salaries. So last Q4, that's October, November, December, we did 150,000. Then we did 88, and then we did 101. So no matter how, like we've been in business for a long time, we're in a relatively new niche for us. It's a little less than a year and a half. And so we're still in the ups and downs and the stabilization of the business. And so I want you to know if you experience that, that's normal. That's not abnormal. It doesn't make us like a better human in Q4 than it does Q1. There are ups and downs in the business. Sometimes it's because we offer a promo or a special and we adjust it. And then sometimes just like stuff happens or there's market stuff. We welcome 19 new clients into the What to Say coaching program. Our goal was 20. We missed it by one, which is such a bummer. The first event we did, we enrolled 7 people. The second event was, I think, also 7 people, then 2 people, and then 3 people came in from our 4 different events. We had 3 people join our higher level fast track program. This was on a goal of 6. I'm going to talk about that one a little bit when we jump in. We did add over 300 new members to our Facebook group. Our goal was 300. I think we landed somewhere between around 350 for the quarter, which is great. And it was a little bit difficult for us to get the data on this. We're going to get better at this. But we had about 100 people attend at least one of the events. So we only counted the people once. So if they attended all 4, that still just counts as one person. But what we were counting, and the reason that is a new number that I am tracking, is I wanted to know how many people did we actually make an offer to? How many people saw the offer and were invited to book a call? 100 people for 22 sales, including Fast Track. Okay, I need to consider that in planning our future growth because if 22% of the people who receive an offer, and some of those are in groups, some of those are one-on-one, etc. Well, if I have 200 people attend events, then I'll make 44 sales. Maybe if that doesn't hold, maybe that's like 35 sales. And so I'm finally about a year and a half in to launching in this niche, finally being able to look at data in order to be able to move our revenue and our growth instead of, quite frankly, testing, right? Maybe this workshop will work. Will this workshop work? Will this content work? We're not really sure what's going to spit out. I think we're starting to get more reliable data, but it's taken us a year and a half to do it. We also had one client reach her $100,000 milestone, and we had a few reach their $25,000 income earned milestone. So we're really excited for those clients, and we're going to keep moving. Okay, here's what worked. We kept making offers. One of the biggest things that worked was that we continued to give people ways to work with us. Having the goal of having 20 clients and 6 clients in Fast Track helps us to be a little bit more strategic around, well, if I want to have that many people, how many events do I need to do in order to reach those goals? So we ran events, we invited people to sales conversations. We started to adjust some of the ways we ran events so that people were more likely to book a call with us, and that really, really helped a lot. We tested different ways of presenting our programs. One of the biggest shifts that I made is I realized I wasn't making direct offers to Fast Track, which is the program. So we have the What to Say program, which is our core program, that's group coaching, and then Fast Track includes one-on-one as well, has a little bit of a different outcome too. And what I started doing is I realized, well, I think I just need to meet with people one-on-one, clients with one-on-one, give them some value, and then invite them to Fast Track. And that worked. Out of the 4 of those we did, we made 3 sales. But what I noticed is over here on my closet are our goals for the quarter. So I need to update those today before I finish work. And when I look over there, it says 100 group members per month, 20 What to Say, 6 full-time, and publish the podcast and the YouTube channel. Those were the 3 major goals for last quarter. And I looked over there and I was like, okay, we're good on podcast, we're good on YouTube. Those got set up. We're not doing a great job of promoting them, but the goal is to get them to set up, not to be promoting them really heavily. And I kept looking at that Fast Track number. I was like, I'm not making any progress at all. And so that's why just in having the goal helped me to critically think about, if I were to get 6 people in Fast Track, how would I do it? Well, I would need to have probably 10 one-on-ones. It was too late in the quarter to make that happen, but I started moving on that, and I am certain that the upgrades, like the people that are in and they're really happy and they're really excited and they're getting the help that they need, wouldn't have happened had I not had the goal. And that's why client experience and goals, they're not mutually exclusive. We don't work just like having goals doesn't make us bad at client experience. Caring about client experience doesn't mean we don't reach our goals. What helps us to be successful in our business is that we look at the goals and we ask ourselves, what kind of process, what kind of system, what kind of experience do I need to provide to people in order for them to move forward? It's not about applying pressure. It's about creating a process or a system that will mathematically create those results, because our job is to offer, their job is to decide. And so we're able to honor them when I say, okay, well, if I want to have 6 clients in this program, I need to have 10 one-on-ones. I had 4 one-on-ones. We have 3 clients in this program. I can think about it in this way of next quarter, my goal is to have 10 of these one-on-ones. Whether they decide to move forward, totally fine, because probably 6 out of the 10 will decide to move forward and a few of them don't have to. It's totally fine, and I don't need to put pressure. And so this concept of making direct offers is really, really important. And then we counted that. And so one of the moves, and I'm going to summarize the moves, is I was like, okay, well, if this worked, making offers, what would happen if we made 120 offers this upcoming quarter? What would happen if we made 150 offers this upcoming quarter? Would we then have more clients? Probably yes. Second thing is our events work. Previous quarter, we had 3 events and 1 of them converted, which I did not want to talk about. I'm a sales coach. I don't like that. In the middle of it, my ego was absolutely devastated. It felt heavy to be in that space. Intellectually, I knew that sometimes that happens and it's okay. I'm learning too about which events are going to be the most successful, but my ego could not handle could not handle that. I'm like, I'm a sales coach. What the heck? And so I just kept working at them. We were like, this one probably doesn't work for this reason. We're going to adjust this other one. And they all started working. And that's why persistence is so important. And some of the events were bigger than others. Some produced more sales than others, but all of them just continue to invest into our community and created trust and created sales conversations and created results in advance. And also, what we realize is we can continue to improve the invitation, improve the teaching, follow up every time. We don't really have to reinvent the entire business. We can continue to improve on the things that we are doing and then also increase the number of events. The third big thing that happened this past quarter was ads continue to attract the right people. We're really, really excited about this. Our ads continue to bring new coaches into our world. They joined our Facebook group, they joined our email list, they started attending events. They showed us that the attract part of our business was in fact working. We did convert a couple of clients from ads, not as many as we would have liked. And so this also reminded us that the ads people, they're new. They don't know us. They downloaded a thing. And so one of the things that we're going to continue to work on is having more personalized attention with our group members over this quarter so that we could build that trust. We show them that we really care. Anyone that's been in our community for a long time knows that we do actually care. We are real people with real families, real business, real feelings. And so we're thinking about how do we help our new leads win in advance very, very quickly, get that extra love and attention that makes our community so special, and also just gets to know us and our values and things like that. So those are the things that we're thinking about when it comes to ads. The fourth big thing was that Messenger conversations still mattered. Messenger is so important. This is why we choose Facebook over some of the other platforms, so we could actually talk to people. We had reallocated some time more into email and away from Messenger a little bit in an attempt to scale. But what we realized is that that wasn't the right move. We are just going to spend more time in Messenger. We'll continue to send emails. We're not going to mince every word in the emails like we did the last 6 weeks of last quarter. Messenger is what speeds up the relationships, and so personal invitations accounted for 3/4 of our event attendance. So we're super happy that the email is getting about a quarter of the people at events, but 3/4 of them are in Messenger. And so we want to continue to make sure we have energy there. The fifth is our team took more ownership of more areas in our business. And this created just a much better team environment. Kristen, our client success manager, took over almost all of the onboarding process for our new clients. And so it makes our roles in coaching really a lot cleaner. So my role as the head coach, I run all the coaching calls, most of the workshops. Karen is the marketing coach, so she'll pop in as needed for that. And then Kristen is the client success manager. And so she, like the head coach, doesn't need to do onboarding. It's nice to have the same person, but not always, right? Being supported with a team gives you more connection points, more people to care about you. And so she began handling action plans and follow-up. She loves the work. She's good at it. Everyone loves her. Haley began helping me with Reels. Karen taught during the social media challenge. And so we're really starting to align our roles in a way that maximizes all of our strengths, which is super exciting. And I am very excited to see what Kristen's going to do as her role as client success manager solidifies. It's going to be pretty epic what happens in the next year for every single one of our clients. And the best part about it is then our clients will be able to implement some of these things for their clients. And I'm excited about that as well. Some things did not work as well. And no surprise to us. Too many ideas. Our quarterly notes had a huge list of possible projects, and the ideas were good. They also created distraction, confusion, feeling like it was never enough. There was just more and more and more and more and more. And the big takeaway that I had from this, and I'm not actually sure that we could have changed any of that at that particular time. But moving forward, one of the things I went into our retreat thinking was I want to make less change, less change, less change. Every time we change something, we take steps backwards before we take steps forward while we're learning how to do the new thing. This is for all of us, right? Babies, they can be walking really well with the couch. Now, they're not going to be able to go for their whole life on the couch, and so they have to learn how to walk without the couch. But initially, there's a cost of change. The cost of change is you fall and you fall and you fall and you fall until you get moving again. You've got to do it. But what I realized is because I just generate so many ideas, I'm like, oh, that would be really cool in our business. That would be really cool in our business. I'll take ownership for the fact that I was creating one step backwards before creating one step forward. And so we are really, really committed to minimizing change this upcoming quarter, which led to the biggest challenge we had: role confusion, creating unnecessary stress. And one of the biggest stressors of working with a small team, so there's 5 people on our team. So there's me, I own the role of CEO and also head coach. Karen owns the role of the head of sales and marketing. And Kristen owns hers is a hodgepodge, like she has tech coach, and then she also has client success, and she also has operations. And then we have Zoe and Haley, my teenagers, and they do assistant type stuff. So we have 5 people. One of the biggest stressors when you have 5 people, but like 15 jobs, is that each of us, and I'll specifically speak to the adults on the team, kids are pretty locked in. We're pretty good at delegating to them. Each of us have 5 roles. Well, Kristen has 5 roles. I have 5 roles. Karen has 6 roles. And so they all touch each other, and it was really hard to figure out who's responsible for what. Who decides if an event is free or paid? Who creates a promotional campaign? Is it me because I do content? Or is it Karen because she's the head of sales? Who writes the emails? Who follows up with the alumni? Who tracks clients' results? Who fixes a delivery problem? And so we were all thinking about all the things all the time, which is exhausting. And so what we needed is we realized we need to separate the person who decides from the person who needs to implement. And I don't know how much of this is applicable specifically to your business, but I know people are really interested to know how businesses that might be bigger than them, how they operate. So what I did this weekend is I created a GPT that helped us answer who the heck does this. And it has like an org chart and job descriptions in, and yeah, like that kind of stuff takes less time to make with AI, but it took a little bit of time to make, a few hours. And now what we can do is we can insert task. It literally says, help me not be confused. It says, tell me what task is confusing you. And we put in the task, and it'll tell us who makes the decision, who implements, who do we need to inform, who do we need to consult. And the amount of stress that left my body, I cannot even explain how much. And so one of the things that I want to do for our clients after having this breakthrough is help them to understand that they have multiple roles in their business. And right now, most of them are doing all the roles. And so first we have to know what our roles are, and then we have to know what are the actions we need to take and the projects that we need to do, etc. And so this created just like really a huge breakthrough for us. The third thing that didn't work as well as we would like is we started coaching on Facebook ads. And, of course, we have a regular client support. And we had several clients successfully running ads. We built an AI tool to help. We had some done for you stuff. But we also had some clients struggling with technology tracking pixels, meta glitches, and we were trying to solve that problem with personalization. And it was hard to remember every single change they made. We were digging through a lot of stuff. There was, confusion. And what we really came away with was, what is our role and what is their role? So we made it clearer that our role was to coach on strategy, help them look at the numbers and decide what to change. That we could provide templates, checklists, training. We couldn't personally troubleshoot every glitch or learn every client's CRM. And so what we're going to do this upcoming quarter is create better tracking tools and troubleshooting tools, and separating coaching from the done for you technical support. Better boundaries will allow us to give better support, keep everyone really, really happy, and allowing us to give support, because if it gets out of hand, right, we wouldn't be able to do it at all. The fourth big thing that didn't go as well is we're not tracking enough client success data. And so we know clients are getting results. We have them submit their wins at the beginning of each call, at the beginning of each week. We're seeing people getting clients, making offers, but we don't have a clear system showing us what's happening across the entire program. Were people completing the action plans? Were they moving through the portal? Were they submitting milestones? Were they getting clients each month? Which results can be testimonials? We need better data so we can coach better and eliminate obstacles for people. And the best part is we entered, who the heck does this? And the thing, great news is something that Kristen's going to be able to own. So it's not going to add more to me, which means I just do it at like a lesser level. And so the major things that we're changing this quarter, and I'm hoping that these insights are helpful and just to help you to learn more about the business and how you can improve in your own business. The number one priority that we have this quarter is making offers. Every project filters for how does this help us to make more offers? How does this help more people to know that our coaching programs exist? What is recovering in them? What makes them different? What makes them special? We're going to continue to use events because events are working. We're going to move from 4 events to 5 events, 3 major events, 2 smaller workshops. We're going to adjust a little bit the way we position our offers, and we're going to create a consistent offer campaign to our email list. We may do a little bit of Messenger, not sure, but we are going to do that, and I think that is going to be really great. We're also going to use text messages more intentionally in order to increase live show rate and maybe even just make offers after the workshop. We're also going to spend more time nurturing people at Messenger. For client delivery, this will be the number 2 priority, not because our clients are number 2, but because last quarter our clients were number 1. And so we're just going to go back and forth. I built a lot of GPTs for our clients last quarter, and we did a lot around Facebook ads delivery last quarter. So we're just going to alternate every quarter, right? Number 1 will be sales, something sales related. Number 2 will be delivery, and then we'll flip those. And so we know how to operate. Number 1, I'm going to put just an hour a week into my consistent schedule as a non-negotiable. It's not a big project. It's just every week I'm going to upgrade something. I think that's just going to keep everything in the portal fresh, and it's not going to feel like such a heavy thing. We're going to improve our Facebook ads tracking and support systems, so we're going to get really, really good at that. And we're going to establish clear success data. As far as teamworks, we're going to use our GPT to understand our roles and ownership system, and we're going to make fewer changes in general and follow through on the decisions we've already made and do them over time. Now, as you guys are listening to this, you're like, okay, that all sounds really cool. And I'm wondering if you're thinking, gosh, I need to do this for me and my own business. And this is something we do every quarter with our clients. We do a quarterly review. I have a bunch of them that are sitting in my queue to review and give personal feedback on. What I want you guys to do is I want to also do a quarterly review. Look at the big 5. There's 5 big categories in your business. Attract, which is getting new leads. Bridge, which is nurturing leads. Convert, which is converting leads. Deliver means like how you deliver your product services. And 5th, team and operations. When you're alone, your team and operations has to do with like how are you operating. So for each category, answer what worked, what didn't work, what did we learn, what should we stop, what should we repeat, what should we do next quarter, and what's the number 1 thing that you're going to focus on this quarter? Is it going to be attract, bridge, convert, deliver, or team and operations? And then align your time accordingly. Show business what you're voting for that particular quarter. The biggest lesson from this quarter was that our growth is not requiring us to blow everything up. You just need to make more offers, repeat what's working, improve systems, and get clear about who's responsible for what. And so before you create another strategy, ask yourself if the strategy that you have, does it need to be changed, or does it need more consistency, better follow-up, or clearer ownership? And I know that's going to make a huge difference for you in your business. Overall, I hope this was helpful for you, that you enjoyed it, and that it inspires you to think critically about your business, make decisions, be consistent. Whoever shows up every single day is going to be the one that builds the trust in the marketplace. And I know that's going to be us, and I also hope it's going to be you. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you on the next one. Bye.